All right, Ryan, how many groups of 10 did you count?
Two.
Two. How many ones did you count?
4.
So if Ryan counted 2 tens and 4 ones, how many cubes does he have in all?
How do you know?
Aaliyah?
24.
Very good. 24. Aria, how many tens did you count?
3.
And how many ones did you have?
7.
7. So if Aria counted 3 tens and 7 ones, how many does she have all together? Faith. She has 3 tens. 37. Alright, and our last one, Jarius. How many tens did you count? And how many ones? 6. So if Jarius has 2 tens and 6 ones, how many does he have all together? Gianna. 20. Yeah, 26. Okay. If I gave you cubes, I want you to put those back in the Ziploc bags. And the rest of you, I want you to take out your books and open to page 83.
Which books?
Your thick math books. Let's see who can do this quietly. When you get there, open to page 83. Job Josh, Job Michaela, Job Delaney. You don't have to break those apart. You can just put that in. Don't break that apart. Don't. Can you take out your matchbook? Ryan. You don't have to break your cubes apart. You can just put them in the bag. I'll break them apart later. Thank you.
I just did.
And
I almost did.
Alright, at the top of page 83, it has the learn question. It says show 47. Amir, have a seat, please. I'm afraid you can't. So it has 4 groups of 10 and then 7 left over. So 4 tens and 7 ones. So then you have 47 all together. Your first check question asks you to show 72. If I know I need to show 72 in all, how many tens do I have in 72? Zayden?
7 tens.
7 tens. Michaela, how many ones do I have in the number 72? 2. So on number 1, you should have 7 tens, 2 ones, and then it has a little box for you to put, so you're writing on the lines and in the boxes equals 72. Number 2 asks you to show 35. So you're going to have 35 in all. How many tens do I have in the number 35? Ryan?
Oh, yeah.
3. How many ones do I have? How many ones do I have in the number 35? Josh? 5. You can go quickly. So for number 2, you should have 3 tens, 5 ones written in the spaces, and then also in the boxes, and then you have 35 all together. Number 3, how many do I have in all? What number am I counting to in all? Aria? Yeah. 64. How many tens do I have in the number 64? Sydney? 6 tens. And then how many ones do I have? You need to have a seat, Ryan, please. In the number 64, I have 6 tens, but how many ones do I have? Josiah? 4. So on number 3, in the blank, you should have 6 tens, 4 ones, and then in the boxes, 6 tens, 4 ones, to give you 64 in all. Now I want you to look at the think about it question. Number sense. Which is greater, 8 ones or 2 tens?
2 tens.
So is 8 ones or 2 tens? Which is bigger between those? I want you guys to think about this for a little bit. I want you to think about which is bigger, 8 ones or 2 tens. We're going to go over this. Ari and Reagan, if you're finished, I just want you waiting quietly. I'm going to give people a little bit more time to think, and then we can share our answers.
Oh God.
Think about which is bigger, ones or two. Okay, who has an answer that they'd like to share for this? Yes, Sydney.
Because 10 is bigger than 1, so 10.
Faith and Michaela, I cannot hear Sydney's answer that she's trying to share.
Because 2 tens, because 10 is bigger than 1, so 2 tens is bigger.
How much is 2 tens equal to? If I have 2 tens, how much is that? Faith?
Because 10 is bigger than 1. And if it's 10, it's bigger than 1. So 2 tens is bigger than 8.
That's one way to look at it, but what if I only had 1 10, but then I had 15 ones? Which would be bigger then?
The 15 ones because it's only 1 10 and there's only 15 ones. This is more than 10. So the ones would be bigger.
Let's count. If I have 2 tens, how many ones do I have? What is that the same as? If I have 2 groups of 10, how many ones do I have altogether? If we're counting by tens, what is the second number we count to if we're counting by tens? We say 10, 20. So 2 tens is the same thing as 20 ones. And 20 ones is bigger than 8 ones. Does that make sense to everyone? Show me yes, it does, or no, it does not. I need you facing me and showing me yes or no. I need everyone showing me Faith, Michaela, and Gianna. Josiah, I need you to turn around looking at me. Okay. Now I want you to turn to page 84. These are practice questions. It's telling you to draw lines to match the number with the models. So you're going to count how many cubes are in each picture and write in how many tens and ones you have in the boxes first. And then once you've done that, you're going to draw the picture to the correct number of tens and ones. I want you to do number 4 and 5. And then once you've done that, I want you to go ahead and look at the problem solving question and see if you can figure that out as well. But I want you working quietly and by yourself, and I'll come around to answer any questions you have. Hi, this is Shannon, and this is my reflection over the second lesson that I recorded. This one is over differentiation of instruction. The first question, Discuss how you differentiated the lesson for individual and/or distinct groups of students. The lesson that I taught was over math and teaching the students how to think about numbers in terms of tens and ones, or counting how many tens and how many ones are found in a specific number. You'll see in the video that I started out with the whole class instruction and kind of picking students to count how many groups of 10 unifix cubes, how many groups of 10 they had, and then counting how many ones were left, and then looking at, okay, I had this amount of tens, this many ones, how many do I have in all? So I had 3 volunteer students do that and then share their answers with the class. And then I had the students work together through their first 2 questions in their book so that they would know what was expected of them and the kind of questions they were going to be answering on their own. Number 2. Discuss any challenges that arose related to differentiated instruction, either during planning or implementation, and how you handled those. I forgot to mention before, my mentor teacher has in place a Bonusopoly game where students, whenever they're finished with their individual work, they have the option to complete enrichment pages for 1 point, and then they can move their piece around this Bonusopoly board, and once they make it to the end, then they get a prize. And so I made that option available to them. The Bonusopoly page is just an enrichment page which helps them to practice the skills they learn in class, just becoming even more comfortable and getting more practice with that. While students are working on these enrichment pages, that gives me an opportunity to go around the classroom and see which students are kind of struggling or might need a little bit of reteaching or just the one-on-one instruction. And so I feel like I was able to differentiate instruction in today's lesson by setting up the lesson, setting up the objectives and the main points in the instruction, and then letting the kids who are ready to move forward, and then assessing for the students that need a little bit of extra help, and then working with them and giving them the help they need. And I feel like differentiated instruction in general is something that I can work on and improve in the future, just getting to know my students and understanding that when they excel in one area or with one math concept, it might not mean that they're going to have the same success rate with another concept, and to just kind of know who to keep my eye out for on one hand, but then on the other hand, just continually monitor and analyze for all students and the kind of reteaching and also enrichment that they might need. And I also feel like the way I set up my lesson in the beginning, I'm learning how to increase my wait time, and so not to just always choose the students that get it right away, but to wait for the students that may struggle a little bit, but to give them the time they need to really think through and then be able to share an answer. So, thanks. I hope that by the next and last video that I'm able to reflect even more deeply and just apply all that I've learned so far to become a better educator. Thank you. Bye.